All right, so today I want to talk about a mini launch sequence. And I've personally used this method to add a ton of subscribers to my site in a very short period of time. I use this pretty much every few months, and it can guarantee that I will get a minimum of 500 subscribers to sign up, like within a couple of days. So it's a very well-known method in mainstream, and I'm sure you've seen it trickling down into our types of content too. So I'm hopeful that this is going to be a really useful video for you. And this method has certainly made a big impact on our business. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Brian Hayes. I own a website called adultcontentmarketers.com. I make these videos to help other content creators that are like me, that may be feeling stuck, or that they don't have enough subscribers, or they're not making enough money in this industry. And the videos that I put out, I try and help everybody make more money in this industry. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe and please like the video. So before I show you the actual mini launch sequence that I use, and if you're not familiar with a mini launch, it's basically a setup of how you're going to sell content. You let your subscribers know, or your followers, or your email list, however you're marketing to them, which I'm going to get into right now. You let them know that you're about to sell something to them, and then you allow them to buy it for a very short period of time, and then you don't allow them to buy it. So it's basically a quick sale, and then they can't get this content ever again. They can't get it anywhere else. This is the only time that they can get it. So I'm going to lay out exactly the steps that I use to communicate to my potential customers, and you can basically just duplicate it. But before I do, I want to talk about 3 different types of website traffic. I kind of group them in 3 categories. 3 types are: number 1 would be a type of traffic that I control. Number 2 would be the type of traffic that I earn. And number 3 would be the type of traffic that I own. Traffic that I own being the best type of traffic that you can get. They're usually the warmest traffic. They're going to purchase very easily. You need to give them less of a nudge, and typically going to be people that are past customers that have purchased from you before, or they're on your messenger lists and your email lists. Now, when I first started out in online marketing, I was lucky that I had a mentor that was very adamant about building a list and possessing a list of customers, potential customers, anybody that was willing to give me their information that I could then reach out to them directly. I learned that that is possibly the most powerful thing that you can have in this industry. He also taught me that each contact should be worth $1. So if you have 100 contacts, that means it's worth $100. If you have 1,000, it's $1,000. So say you have a list of 100 people, and let's just say they're email lists, and say you email them and you're selling a product for, whatever, $10. And of that 100, you get 10 of them to buy. This doesn't mean that the next time you email that same 100, that you're gonna get less. So in other words, it's basically having like a little cash register. Each time you promote or you send an email to them, you're gonna get another $100 out of it. And this will continuously happen for years. If you nurture that list and you take care of it and you give them good content and you don't abuse them, this list will hold its value for years to come. And if you grow that list to say 1 million, you're basically hitting a giant cash register every time you send them a sale or a promotion or anything like that. So a good rule of thumb is each one of those contacts should be worth about $1 each month. So if you're adding people into your customer lists and into your email lists, you can kind of get a gauge for how much it's going to be worth to you in the end. Okay, so this brings me to traffic that I earn. Now, traffic that I own is going to be a little bit different than traffic that I earn. And I see this being a misconception here. Traffic that you earn is going to be places like your Instagram followers, your Twitter followers, your Reddit followers. Anything on social media is going to be traffic that you earn. You don't actually own those contacts. All the sites that they're respectfully on own that contact. Like Twitter owns the contact. You don't. You just earn it by having your profile up there. Another type of traffic that you're gonna earn is from any type of PR, articles, any type of search engine traffic, basically anything organic that goes to another site before it comes to you is gonna be traffic that you earn. Now, what I like to do with all the traffic that I earn is I like to turn that traffic into traffic that I own. And I do this by setting up a squeeze page that I kind of filter all of those visitors into, and then I'll offer them something simple like give me your email or your phone number in exchange for a discount on our future products, or I'll set up something like a free report or a free video or something like that that entices them to give me their information, which then I own. So the third type of traffic is going to be traffic that you control. Now, traffic that you control is going to be paid advertising traffic or affiliate traffic. With those two pieces of traffic, again, I like to get them onto a squeeze page that then turns them into traffic that I own, because if I own them, I'm going to have a much better chance at making a sale to them. Another part of affiliate traffic or advertising traffic is you send them to a sales page instead of a squeeze page, but that again turns them into traffic that you own. If they become a customer, you now own that traffic. So now that we have the three different genres of traffic, now we can start talking about what we're going to do with that traffic. And essentially, we want to set up a launch sequence that goes out to all of these traffic sources, but we want to heavily focus on the traffic that we own because it is going to make the most amount of money, the most amount of sales for us. And it really doesn't matter how many contacts you have on your list. You could have 10 people on your list. You still own it and you can still make money off of it. You can have 100 contacts, a little bit of a bigger list, like 10,000 or even 1,000. If you own these contacts, you're going to be able to leverage them with this launch sequence that I'm about to give you. So again, with a launch sequence, you want to shoot some exclusive content. Shoot something that is not available anywhere else, that they can only get from your website, and they can only get it for a very limited time. And the way that you're going to present this is in a few steps. So let me just lay out the steps for you, because I'm going to give you the overview and then I'll actually break down each step for you. So I structure it like this. On day one, I tell them about the upcoming release, the upcoming launch, and I inform them as to why they want it. Day two, I tell them again why they need this content and what it's going to do for them. And then I open the cart. I allow them to purchase it. Day three, I tell them all the benefits. I reinforce all of the benefits that they're going to get by purchasing this content. And then I let them know that this content isn't going to be available forever and that you're in fact going to close down the sale. Day four, I tell them what other people are saying about the content that I'm selling. So I give them testimonials and I make sure that I add in the benefits and a lot of the reasons why they would want it also. Now, on that same day, on day four, I actually close the cart that day. And then on day five, I reopen the cart and I let them know that I'm opening the cart up again for a very short time. And then on day six, I close the cart for good, and that's it. They don't get the content anymore. So let's break this down a little bit further. So day one, I send them an email straight away, and I let them know that something big is coming. And you can send this in a text message, an email. You could even do it as an Instagram post or a story or a tweet, or put it on TikTok, or something that teases the fact that this content is coming out and you don't want to miss it. You're basically just trying to build their anticipation at this point. And you don't want to specifically tell them what it is. You just kind of want to get them thinking about, oh, there's something exciting coming up. There's something unique coming. There's something I've never seen before coming. And it's going to make me have this type of reaction to it. For me personally, I like to sell it with a story so that I can connect with the reader. So I'll say something along the lines of, hey, the other day I was doing this and I noticed that this girl was really talking about threesomes, and I wanted to give you a quick story about what happened to me when I had my first threesome. And then you go into the story and then you kind of tie that into what's coming up tomorrow. Either way, this first email is going to kind of present them with a problem that they may have and an opportunity. And the opportunity is coming tomorrow. So you want to get them ready for a solve to their problem that they potentially already have. So on day 2, you send them, again, this could be a tweet, it could be an Instagram story, it could be a post, it could be in your Reddit thread, it could be in any format. Personally, I like email and SMS. That's the way that I communicate with the lists that I own. That's my go-to format. In this touch, the point is to get across why they want this, why they're going to want what you're about to sell them. Talk to them specifically about the reasons why. Whatever it is, you need to hone in on it and really push those benefits and make sure that they're tangible and they're understandable for the reader. And that's going to be your why for them as to why they want this content. And doing this, you then supply them with the opportunity to get it. And by what I mean is you then allow them to purchase. You give them access to the cart, to the buy page. You give them the ability to actually fulfill the why. And then on day 3, you want to contact them again and let them know that this is in fact a very limited opportunity, that this cart is closing. They're not going to be able to have the opportunity to purchase this anymore once this cart closes. So you kind of want to push a bit of scarcity and get them to take action. In day 3, I like to add in a testimonial from somebody that just purchased, and I let them know what other people are saying about this content that you're selling, and that it is in fact fulfilling the why and the problems that they're having, and really hit on the benefits again in this situation. You want to constantly reinforce why they're buying. You don't want to just tell them that it's the greatest content and that it looks the best and that it's going to get you off immediately. Like, you want to actually talk about how that's going to happen and why they're going to want this content. So on day 4, this is the key to the launch. Without this day, without this step, the launch doesn't work nearly as well as it should. So on day 4, you hit them again with another email. And I know this seems like a lot, but trust me, they want you to send them this information. They wouldn't be following you or on your list if they didn't want it. So don't feel bad about it. And if some people unsubscribe or unfollow, that's great. You didn't want them on there anyways, because they're not going to end up becoming a lifelong paying customer. So on day 4, you send them an email. It's heavy on the scarcity and it's pushing them to act now because you're about to close the cart for good. And after you close this cart, like, that's it. You're not going to get an option to purchase again. All these benefits are going to go away. This content's never going to see the light of day after this. This was a very exclusive opportunity. And expect on this day to have the most people purchase your content. This is going to be your biggest sale day. In some cases, it'll be the second day, but usually it's this final closing email or closing touch. You want to really emphasize, like, hey, this is ending. You have 6 hours left. And after this 6 hours, you're never going to see this again. So you must take advantage of it now. And then this is the key. Actually close it. Do not let people purchase. If they go to the website, you don't want to allow them to purchase. And sure, what you want to happen at this point is you want them to email you or call you or direct message you and say, hey, I blew it. I really want access to this content. Will you please give it to me? And in that case, you give it to them and you tell them like, sorry you missed it. Here you go. You can purchase from this specific link. Okay, so those 2 emails are going to be the most important emails that you send, or tweets or Instagram posts. Those are the most important ones. Now on day 5, you can sometimes wait a day. I like to send it the next day. At the end of the day, I tell them, hey, I got too many people calling me and telling me that they wanted another opportunity and I can't keep sending individual emails. So I'm gonna open the cart up again for another 12 hours. This is your final chance. You cannot get this content anywhere else. This is it. And then on day 6, you close the cart for good. You say thank you, you send one more contact out, and you let them know how happy you are that this launch is over and how successful it's been, and you thank them for being a part of it, for anybody that purchased, and sorry that you missed out on it if you didn't get it. And again, if they reach out to you directly, they send you an email response or they tweet at you or whatever, you go ahead and DM them or message them directly with a link to get access to it. And that's it. That's the whole launch. That's all it is. It's 6 days. It's, I think, 7 steps or 8 steps, and it crushes every time we do it. We get immediate signups. It happens to be the most effective way to launch a new product too. If you only created new content and launched it this way, you'd be fine. You can run your whole business off of a launch sequence like this. So if you like this content and you like this type of information, please don't forget to post a comment below. I want to hear what you think. Maybe you've had an experience with launch like this. Tell me what happened during your launch, and I want to know if you like content similar to this, and I will create more of it. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask, and don't forget to visit my website. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.